What's up, Clash Bros? It's Marcus from Epic Life Gaming. Thank you guys so much for coming back for another video. In today's video, I'm going to try to push to 4,300 trophies with this Zap Bait deck that I'm absolutely in love with. So I'm already at the highest trophies I've ever been, but we're going to see if we can push that even higher to 4,300 to get to Challenger 2. I've never been there before, so that's our goal. We're at 4,231. This is a deck right here. I absolutely love this deck. This deck is amazing. You got the Princess, the Goblin Barrel, the Skarmy, and the Goblin Gang. All these things are bringing out the log, zap, arrows, fireball, anything and everything that this guy can possibly use. He's going to use it on those four things. But the problem is, all four of these cards are very good and do a lot of damage. So he's going to need to, in order to take on this deck, you need to either have zap, log, arrows, and also other cheap troops to help take these down. Because a princess sitting at your bridge when you've already used a log on my Skarmy is going to do a lot of damage, and you don't want to have to deal with that princess dropping down barbarians or a minion horde or a P.E.K.K.A, something like that. You want cheap troops. So let's go ahead and keep pushing this deck as far as possible. We also have the Hog Rider in there, I almost forgot to mention, along with the Inferno Tower with the log and fireball. 4 great cards that I absolutely love, and then 4 good Zap Bait cards. All right, our first opponent is Hif. And we're going to start off and drop down the Hog Rider and get some attention already going at him. Make him drop something down immediately. And look at that. We've already forced him to drop down 7 elixir worth of cards. And he's going to have to drop down a log now. And now I'm going to go ahead and drop down the Goblin Barrel. I'm just keeping the tension on him to where he's always having to play something. So there we go. He's dropped down the Goblin Gang, Skarmy, Log, Miner now, the Furnace, all this. And watch this. We're going to clean all this up with 1 log. Very simple. He's making a lot of rash decisions because we have such a cheap deck. And it's so aggressive that people are always trying to drop down cards to keep up. But normally their decks will be more expensive than mine. So I am always gaining a little bit on him. So what I'm going to do is just take the damage right here. It's not going to be a lot of damage. It's around 400 damage. And I'm just going to take it. Now look at this. We're going to have our princess try to clean up as much as possible. Wasn't able to clean up or keep her alive, so we're going to go ahead and drop down Goblin Barrel, and I'm just trying to keep the tension always on. He's always has to play something for my cards, and right now he actually has a good lead on me, which is kind of disappointing for as much pressure as I'm putting on him. He's doing a very good job stopping me. He doesn't have a very expensive deck as either. His most expensive card, I believe he's laid down, is the Furnace so far. Oh, and then there's the Electro Wizard. I was going to try and hit all that at once with that Fireball and grab that tower too, but didn't look like we were able to do that. So let's just go ahead, Fireball them at the bridge, and then take them down from here on out. Now, what I'm going to try and do is lay down the Princess and try and get some damage right here. Now, watch this. He's probably going to play down the Goblin Gang. We're going to anticipate it with the log. Absolutely perfect right there. Clean up the Fire Spirits. He didn't play down the Goblin Gang. And then there's the Skarmy coming in. I got to kind of let the Princess die right there. We did plenty of damage. Look at that. As soon as he laid down his log, I just went all out on him. And I was able to catch right back up and take a good lead on him. Right now, I'm going to drop down the Inferno Tower as well because I have nothing else to use the Inferno Tower for. And I'm just taking little damages from those Fire Spirits, so I'd rather have the Inferno Tower take that damage than my actual tower. So let's go ahead, drop down the Goblin Barrel. He doesn't drop down the log yet, so I don't know when he's going to lay down the log. Let's go ahead and lay down the Fireball. We're going to do damage to that Furnace and the tower. Now we're going to drop down the log, and he dropped down the log as well. Wasn't able to get as much damage right there as I wanted to that Furnace, but that's okay. We got some damage from the log onto his tower, and now he has a Miner. Ooh, good job on his part, but still able to clean up that Miner. And look at that. Fireball takes out that tower, and we get a victory right there, dropping down the Inferno Tower just in case. First win right there. We're that much closer to 4,300. Ooh, and also 32 trophies. So around 2 more wins is what we need in order to get to 4,300. As long as we don't lose, it should be around 2 more wins. Now, like I said before, we're just starting off aggressive. That's the way you want to do. You always want to be putting pressure on your opponent, especially in the beginning, because they're not guaranteed to have the log, zap, arrows at the beginning. So if you can catch them off guard, sometimes it's not going to work out and you're going to take a big hit in return. But if you can catch him off guard with not having the right troops or right cards in his hand, it's a great starting attack. And as you guys can already see, we did 1,700 damage to him just starting off with 7 elixir. And look at that, cleaning up some more with the counter. And here we go, the Elite Barbarians. We have the perfect deck for this. He might have Zap. No, he has Log. So we're just going to log those Elite Barbarians back and take that damage. It's only going to be 1 or 2 hits. 1 hit, and that wasn't bad at all. Here we go again. We're starting off pushing down the Goblin Barrel, then the Hog Rider. The tower focuses on the Hog Rider, which gives the Goblin Barrel a free damage to go after the tower if he doesn't have Zap, arrows, or Log. Still got a gosh darn cough. Now I'm in a pickle right here. What do I lay down? Do I lay down the Fireball or the Inferno Tower? I decided to lay down the Fireball to hit everything and then hopefully build up enough elixir to drop something else. And we did it and we cleaned it up perfectly right there. Just like I wanted to do. We took a little bit of damage, but it was inevitable. We only had 5 elixir, so I had to make a choice immediately. All right, here comes some more Elite Barbarians. We're going to throw down the Log now quicker than the last time, because the Log does a good amount of damage. And look at that. Didn't even get close to touching our tower that time. And we already have 7 elixir to drop down this combination again. Hog Rider Goblin Barrel is perfect, especially if they're not using Zap or not using their arrows. Now look at that. He had the Log down. Now I can protect my tower with the Skarmy, with the Goblin Gang, without having to worry about his Log. So if he drops down Elite Barbarians, I can clean them up no problem because he doesn't have another direct damage. This is absolutely perfect. We're going to go ahead and go 1v1 with the Ice Wizard. We're going to go ahead, drop down the Goblin Gang, which I love the Goblin Gang. And look at this. We're just trying to keep my princess alive right now. That's all I'm trying to do. Wasn't able to do it right there. Now I got to be careful of the Log because I know what's coming. Look at all this good stuff coming at me right now. He drops down Elite Barbarians as well as the Hog Rider. Still, not a lot of damage. We're not taking much at all because he doesn't have 2 direct damages. If you find somebody with Zap, arrows, and Log, you're in trouble with this deck. I'm telling you right now. So you're not going to win all your matches, but this is a very good deck. I love this deck. I love cheap decks. That's my favorite, and there's another win. How many trophies did we get this time? 29. So the pressure is on. This is the last battle we need to get to 4,300 trophies. If we can do it right here, we're golden. If not, we're in a little bit of trouble. Now, for some reason, I didn't start off hot. Maybe that's because of the pressure I was feeling. I should have dropped down that Hog Rider a little bit quicker because he wouldn't have been able to play the Bowler in the Barbarians right there. So my mistake right there. That's why I like to start off fast. I like to start off aggressive because it makes him make choices that he might not normally want to make. But the Bowler is a terrible counter card to this deck. Once you see the Bowler, you got to decide how you're going to tackle this, because the Bowler cleans up my Goblin Gang, cleans up my Goblin Barrel, cleans up my Skarmy, cleans up the Princess, all in one shot. So you got to find a way to tackle that Bowler without taking a lot of damage. We're doing a good job right now, but we're catching him off guard. He played down that Bowler immediately, which he didn't know what deck I was rocking. So we're going to take a little bit of damage right here. I played down the Skeleton Army, maybe a little late. Maybe I should have played down them a little bit sooner. But here we go. Watch the Bowler in action. It even does a great job against my Hog Rider. So what I decided at the beginning of this game, as soon as I saw the Bowler, the Inferno Tower is going to have to be my counter card. And now he has Giant and Minor. What do I do at this point? This is very difficult. What I'm going to do is lay down the Goblin Gang behind the Bowler and hopefully get him down. Another great counter card, which doesn't seem like it should be the case, is actually the Skarmy. When the Bowler gets over on your side of the tower and you lay down Skarmy, there are so many skeletons in so many different areas, it takes the Bowler a while to clean up. So actually the Skarmy is a great choice to drop down on top of the Bowler, as long as it's on your side of the bridge. If it's on the opposite side, well, that's not going to help you. Look at that. One shot cleans up that Princess. That's rough, but we're still getting some damage done, but definitely this is pushing me to my limits. This is proven how good of a deck this can possibly be because he has multiple counters to all of my cards. Now what we're going to do is drop down the Hog Rider. Perfect timing right there. We're going to go ahead and clean all that up. The Hog Rider actually gets on the other side of the bowler and gets 2 shots off on that tower. Great job. Got a lot of stuff coming at me right now, and what I did was just drop 2 Inferno Towers. I didn't know what else to do. Watch, we're going to drop down the Skarmy around this bowler this time, and I'm going to show you. Oh, never mind. I dropped down the Goblin Gang. I wish I would have dropped down the Skarmy, but the Goblin Gang also did a great job. I should have focused on that miner right there. That was my mistake, but I was being a little aggressive. So what I'm going to do is drop down the log and the Goblin Barrel, hopefully get a victory right here. Boom, got the victory. 4,300 trophies. We have gained highest trophies I've ever been to. 28 more trophies added to our total. Absolutely amazing. Great job, great deck. I've never been to 4,300 trophies, and it's all thanks to this deck. Challenger 2 is in the bag. We get a bigger reward now because of getting to 4,300 trophies. So this deck is great. You're going to find a lot of counters to this deck, though. If you find somebody, like I said, with Log, Arrow, Zap, and also cheap cards like you're probably gonna have a tough time. But thanks to this deck, I was able to get to 4,300 trophies, and I can't thank this deck enough. I love this deck. I love cheap decks. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and join the Clash Bro family. Hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget, my Clash Bros, to always stay beautiful.